Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to go through a few of the news items that caught my eye. Crop progress report in the U.S. Off to a good pace, and our upside targets have hit for the canola as well on the July contract. So as you can see here, the market has pulled down below that 702 to take the upside. So the exit is at 758, and your stop loss is at 680. So we're still looking to see if this one will actually maybe get picked up, but the market needs to pull back just a little bit more before we can get there. So some of the other topics, just news items before I get into some of the weather maps, is crude. It pulled down pretty hard yesterday and has come back a little wee bit. And the other major topic is the Fed is not expected to do anything, but it's what is the language that he's going to use, talking about whether he's going to have any rate changes on the overnight lending rates. So in this map here, you can see that there is an area where there's a lot of planting that ends up having, or that usually happens in that area, and there's no moisture that's going to be hitting there. I guess that the concern would be to keep watching that area to see if there is going to be moisture later, or drought. But right now, it definitely opened up the window for a lot of planting to happen. You can see here that in this map here, there's moisture over here. There's actually flood concerns in a couple of different areas here on the U.S. area. You can see here that the European map didn't have any issues for moisture. So that's another thing that's maybe putting some weight on the wheat market and the canola market there as well, where it is that moisture is significant, and it looks like there's going to be more. So palm oil, it's just kind of following the other veg oils and down, and they're expecting that there's going to be a fair bit of production there as well. So crop planting, corn, 40%, pretty well right on average. Soybeans maybe ahead of a year ago. So is the corn. The other one is that I'm going to pay attention to is this good to excellent to winter wheat rating. It's 51%. Good to excellent, and you can see that the only corn state that's actually lagging is Illinois, and it's not that it's absolute disaster, but it is the only one lagging of all the corn planting states. So you can see here winter wheat condition. I should maybe change some of these slides, but it had a lot of green. There's only one state here that's maybe deeper red. But there's a little bit of problems over in the east as well. So corn planting. So this is the bullseye that is probably going to change rapidly this week. This coming week, you're going to see a lot of planting that's going to happen there. But you can see the rest of the areas have all substantially got well ahead on planting. And same thing with the soybeans. A little bit of just a look that I'm going to be paying attention to is some of the drought model weathering models so this is just the total soil moisture. There's some areas on the prairies right now that are in some drought, and this yellow areas, of course, as well, needs to be paid attention to as well. And we'll in the next couple of weeks, every once in a while, be paying attention to frost and the coldest temperatures we've seen. And so far, I don't think it's going to have any impact, but one thing that I will be keeping note of. So canola is just slightly down. Rapeseed is up a little wee bit. Soybean oil is down again, down to 48.5. Palm oil is down 34 ringgits. Crude oil rallied back from its losses, $1.34 up as I took that screenshot. Soybeans down to $1.44. And of note, spring wheat is down, but the winter, or the hard red winter, and the Chicago wheat is up. And corn is just recovering off of its steep losses that it had yesterday, and kicked out a lot of clients there as well on that. So let's just have a look here. This is the contract so entry was at 702. So now just looking at this, we're at 698. So maybe a slightly better entry, but get in with your stop loss and take profit at 658. At 680 is your stop loss. Here's your November contract, and it doesn't have that same losses, but needs to get a little bit of a recovery here. Now, what is the StatsCan going to tell us as far as production on Thursday? I don't have a whole lot of confidence that the StatsCan is actually going to show how tight it is. I think no matter what they do, it's going to show tightness, but they're going to shift a lot of numbers around, and it could cause a little bit of chaos on Thursday. Here's old crop versus new crop. This is a pretty good increase in the spread. So your November is not increasing at the same pace as July. And if there's one weather scare, all of a sudden this is all goes back to here somewhere, and all of that money will end up going back to going into the new crop, because if there's a weather scare. And you got to remember, Western Canada has anywhere from 2 to 4 kill a crop weather scares. So we'll have to keep our eye on that for that as well. Here's your rapeseed futures, probably in the bottom third of the market right now from its highs that it traded from the tightness on the old crop. It had lifted this market as well, but obviously there's a decent crop coming, and that's why the market is where it is. There's no weather scare, no concerns, just by looking at that chart. And $80 is kind of like price neutral, and we're at 88 right now on the new crop spread between rapeseed and Canadian canola priced in Canadian dollars. Here's your soybean futures, still trading in this sideways kind of choppy area, going sideways here, not really doing anything. Soybean oil looks like it's kind of pulling down here. Would like to hear if there's going to be any announcement in the U.S. on any sort of renewable fuel programs. That would give this some spike here. Here's your palm oil, or your crude oil, and then your palm oil, both trading down. Your wheat futures, pretty good recovery that we had on Friday, and we're pulling off of that recovery right now. And the same thing off of Kansas, and good crop there obviously is putting pressure on it. Chicago, this is your corn, broke through your kind of your support line there, and it is a little bit green on the chart today, but we'll see what kind of recovery we get there. And feeder cattle making new highs again. This thing is not giving up at all. And the same thing with your live cattle making new highs. So I'm sure we'll probably get some sort of update what the 31st March 31st stocks will be from StatsCan at some point here, and maybe even the Reuters will maybe give us some idea of the winter wheat production estimate and the crop progress report on next Monday. So we've got probably a couple of key reports. This one here will actually have updated numbers for this next production period for the world as well.